All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday. I turned the music down too much. Trying a new channel on the DMCA safe, no copyright stream tunes channel on Spotify. Let me know if that's too loud. Link for that's in the chat or in the description. If you have a stream that you want to do and you want some music, they've got 4-ish channels: rock, synthwave, something else, and lo-fi. Or electronic and lo-fi. So, well, hello, Missy. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be building the SLS. Oh, and of course, it was working 3 minutes ago, and now is not working. Stupid camera. So, hang on a second. I'm going to remove this. Music volume's good. Oh, well, now it's back. All right, so the camera might go out during the course of the stream. I apologize. So for my birthday, a couple weeks ago, Beth got me some Lego, and I got one of them here, but these are also the things I got. The astronaut, the 3-in-1 astronaut that also builds a Vic Viper, and I think specifically that's supposed to be a Vic Viper. It won't say it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. But then you can build a dog with a helmet. I might have to build that one because that looks great. Haley, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. So these are the gift with purchase that you get with spending as much as she did on stuff. Another 12-in-1, which I might hang on to and give to people. These are great for if our friends have kids. This would be a great thing to start giving to them. I've got some of these stored up. And then poly bags. Poly bags are always good to give out to people as prizes and things. So I have hit 800 subscribers on the channel, so yay. I think at 1,000 I'll do a giveaway, but that probably will take it took 2 years to get to 800, so not really anytime soon. Didn't get a huge bump from 72 hour, but most of the people in the 72-hour stream already knew, and we've already been subscribed to each other, so. But yeah, so this is going to be fun. I can't wait to build this. Got a lot of good parts. It's going to look good with all the space stuff up here. I'm going to have to make room for the space stuff because there's a lot. But the big thing, I can already tell I've got both Beth and I are having allergy problems. Like, I'm coughing all the time. She's got headaches and sneezes. Try to get through this with minimal coughing and whatnot. So the big thing now is the Artemis rocket, the SLS, the NASA Artemis Space Launch System. That's why it's SLS, Space Launch System. It's a gantry with a rocket in stages. It's got its boosters. It's got, you can see kind of on the side here, it's got a little satellite down there. That's its payload. I can't really show the whole box, but you can see it's got some movable bits. So I'm very excited to get this opened and get started building it. And that's what we're going to be working on for probably a little bit. So I hope you guys like NASA. I hope you guys like space. I don't know how many bags this is going to be. We're going to find out here shortly. Reminder that Lego instructions come with scanning codes where you can get points. This set is 3,600 pieces. 3,601 pieces. It is an 18+ icon set. So it goes with the Saturn 1 and the Space Shuttle and the ISS. Technically, this is just Perseverance. I think was just a Technic set. I don't think it was an icon set. So yeah. Well, we're already at 25 bags. So let's see how many bags we get. It's going to get crinkly here for a little bit. I'm going to try to organize these a little bit so I know kind of where to put them. I am at premium real estate around here lately. I've not been taking care of this room. So 24, 22. So how has everybody been doing? I hope you've had a good week. It's almost over. We've got one more day tomorrow. For some of us, I've got a half day tomorrow. We were given half days over the summer, and that's still going. 15. Ooh, that bag got a little scratched. I hope the piece is all right. Looks like it's got some track in there already, so this is gonna be fun. Some sad news. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we lost Bob Newhart today. That was a little sad. He was I had an album or two of his. He was a very influential comedian for me when I was growing up. His deadpan material was just awesome. So we got 20 through 25 here. Let's go 20 through 25. Sorry about the crinkling. I need to scan that. This is another gift with purchase. Yeah, I'm going to need to spend... you're enjoying vacation? Did you take time off for, like, Brick Rodeo? Rockets! What's up, Vab? Speaking of rockets, it's our own resident rocket expert. Oh, 26. We have 26 bags. How many bags is this, Vab? Did you do this one yet? $18. $17. I kind of like that they put the larger amount of bags, 19, and this should be like, oh, 27. Wow. Okay. So there's 27 in there, and we're up to 13 through 19 here. Try to organize these by groups. So, Vab, if you didn't get this set, is this one that you've made on your own? Is this a design that you've done already? Because the SLS is just like a delivery system, right? I don't think it's completely reusable. I don't know how reusable the boosters are, how much they have to rebuild every time. But I know you said, I think you did do it, and you weren't happy with the gantry and the crawler. You said you were going to work on doing that, redoing that, so it was better, if I remember correctly. All right, so here's the instruction booklet. I'm not going to... Let's open it, see what happens. I don't think there are stickers in this, but I don't know. I haven't heard. But I at least need to be able to scan the instructions. There are stickers. Okay. So there are going to be some stickers. Looks like some warning labels, probably around the thrusters. Maybe some stripes around the top. And then a plaque sticker. And then the print for the NASA and some other things. So not too many. For 3,000 pieces is pretty good. For an icon set, it's pretty good. I would have ideally liked no stickers in an icon set, but you know, what are you going to do? Welcome to the most repetitive set on the planet. You, sir, have not built the Colosseum. That was ridiculous. So here's your instruction booklet. If you like building by instructions, they give you one booklet. It's not broken up into many booklets, which I like. We'll see most of this, I'm sure, when I'm scrolling through it. They've got a digital version of this, but it's got introduction materials like most things, the history of the rocket, the Artemis mission in general, Artemis 1 through 3, their roadmap for how... Artemis is basically getting to Mars, or right? The moon. Moon, okay. I don't know what Mars's mission yet is. So we've already had 3 crewed landing and... Oh, no, we haven't. Uncrewed flight test, we've done that. We haven't done a crewed flight test yet. We've had Orion go orbit the moon and come back. So I think we're in between 1 and 2. And then finally, crewed mobile surface exploration and gateway expansion. So this is when we get to 5, we should be establishing a moon base. This is about the designer. The designer's name is Hans Burkhard Schlomer. And he talks a little bit about how he built this, and then we get right into it. So let's get right into it. Also coming out this August 1st release is the Lunar Dune Buggy. I shouldn't say Dune Buggy, the Lunar Surface Buggy, which I plan on getting because space. I'm just going to dig in the box until I get a large axle. No, until I find bag 1, and then we'll just start. And of course, it's not going to give me just bag 1 right away. It's going to give me all the others. How you been, Vab? I haven't talked to you in a while. You have your own design for the SLS Block 1 and Block 1B, and I'm in the middle of designing the tower. Nice. I'd love to see it. I hope you can do a video on it soon. And 1 was at the very bottom. So I'm going to put these back in, hopefully in some sort of order. 8, 4, 12. I think the highest number is going to be 13. Okay, let's do 12. No, it is 12. 12. 11. 10. We're literally counting down, y'all. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Ignition sequence start. 4. 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Liftoff. We have liftoff. 22 minutes past the hour. I think that's from Apollo 11, right? Hi, Greg. How are you? So yeah, Bob Newhart passed. That's very sad. If you haven't looked into his humor, it's very niche humor. All right, so wait, 27 bags at, let's say 4 bags a stream. We're looking at minimum 7 streams. So for the next 3 weeks, we'll probably be doing this. So this will carry us through until the end of August, or the middle of August, I can count. And then by then I'll have the buggy. We can do the buggy. We can do the astronaut. It's all space all the time. And then I'll get back into Horizon stuff because I don't know that even rumored Lego sets, there's anything else I want out that's coming out. I know there's a Lamborghini's out. They've got a new F1 out. I am the Rocket Man this time. Actually, I'm not. I'm just building a set that was conceived by somebody else. By this designer, Hans Burkhard Schlomer. Vab is the Rocket Man. It's even in his name. He is the Rocket Man. I got such a great text from my oldest child. I'm also stuck. This stupid camera. Yes. Get rid of table cam. Add back camera. Video device capture. Table cam. It's just going to do this the whole time. Nope. So every time it's going to do this. All right. And so it's going to be okay for a hot second and then it dies. So I'll just try to keep an eye on it. If you see it frozen in chat, let me know. My oldest texted me and said, do you have one of those, do you have an abundance of those, oh, this has to be a little bigger. Okay. We're gonna have to make this a little bigger to be able to see it all. So this might take up a little screen room here. Do you have an abundance of those Lego tools? They called it Lego tools. I was like, I do have a lot of Lego tools. What do you need? And they're like, I want to drill a hole in one and turn it into a keychain. I'm like, that is amazing. You know they make keychains with the brick separator on it. And they're like, oh, I know, but I have all the tools here and I don't want to buy anything. I'm like, okay, that's fair. So I have to give them one of the major, I'm going to give them a bucket of them. It's Elton John. Yes, it is Elton John, Greg. Correct. It's one of my, it was originally a song that I like singing at karaoke, but then turned out a lot of people like singing it at karaoke, so I stopped singing it because a lot of people did. Do a super long stream like I did and get most of it done. If I had more than a couple hours a day to do it, you bet. Between work and then like we got football games on the weekends and concerts and things we want to do, it's like I'd love to be able. I love these instructions. There's 12 pieces right off the bat. This is kind of why I really like the adult sets. I don't think they do the one piece per instruction. Also, my voice can't handle more than 2 hours, I think. It's been more than 30 seconds, so I'm opening my beer. Got another Thirsty Goat here. Really happy that we got Thirsty Goat back. Sad news for us Texans, other than we live in Texas. The parent company of Olive Garden and I think Red Lobster bought Chewy's today. And it's, what's up, Black Hole? How are you doing? Thanks for being here. We're building a rocket. I hope you can stay in chat. Let me know what your favorite Lego theme is, and we'll drill down into some sets if I'm familiar enough with it. But yeah, Chewy's was sold today to the parent company of Olive Garden. And another Austin institution dies. I'm pretty sure they've been going a little downhill for a while. I hadn't been to a Chewy's in a long time. We order out from them occasionally, but what are you up to, Black Hole? What are you working on right now? What's shaken other than this fortress? So I didn't hear it happen, but I came into the Lego room and I had just done the Bumblebee set, and I put him over here, stood him up with Optimus Prime over on the table here, and I was going to move them back to where Optimus Prime was, next to the globe, the Lego globe set in the kind of kitchen area. Just waiting for your food. What you got on order there? Is it Chewy's? Because that would be hilarious. So I come over here and I was going to move him back over there. And I look on the floor, this last time I was streaming actually, and I was like, why are there pieces on the floor? That's not from this set. I finished that Friends space set, by the way. It's really cute. It's really nice. I'm in America for the first time at Yosemite. That is a stellar place to be. I haven't even been to Yosemite. That's one of the places I want to go. Did you already go see Old Faithful and do hikes through the national park and everything? I hope so. Don't stick your hands or anything in it. It'll burn you right up. There's all these stories about people going after their dogs and stuff and ending up jumping into the hot springs, and they're like, it burns so much, and you're like, yeah. Anyway, welcome to the country. I hope you have a good time while you're here. Are you just here to go to Yosemite, or do you have like family here? Or you working? Give us some deets. Makes the chat go by. No, but you're gonna go tomorrow. Cool. You had Domino's. I'm gonna eat leftover pizza for dinner. Wow, a lot of pizza going on in the chat. And somebody had a smash burger. Smash burgers are good. smash burgers with the onions kind of baked in. That's the way to do it. That's kind of the original smash burger. Well, welcome. I lived in Yosemite. That's up in, I guess depending on where you are, that's Wyoming area, up into Montana and Idaho. I haven't been up there. I grew up in Colorado, but I hadn't even been into Wyoming. I think I maybe accidentally was in Cheyenne one time. Nobody goes to Wyoming. They go through Wyoming to get to Yosemite. Going to Yellowstone in a few days. Excellent. That's a pretty area, man. I'm jealous. I kind of want to go. I want to do that about as much as I want to do Banff up in Canada. I hear Banff is just beautiful. It's you kind of have to hike to get to it, but I hear it's gorgeous. You're here with your dad and your brother. Excellent. Well, tell them everybody, or at least one person in Austin, Texas says hello. Where are you traveling from? You from Europe? You from Asia? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, Vab. It's like they're doing so well. Why would they buy another chain that just seems... I mean, one of our friends really likes Chewy's, the couple that we watch Doctor Who with. And I think the next time we watch Doctor Who, we're going to have to, like, solidarity buy some Chewy's. You're Swiss. Know nothing about the Swiss. So welcome. That's kind of an area of Europe that, like, Switzerland, Austria, Liechtenstein, that kind of centralized area I'm not super familiar with, other than like generalized capitals and socioeconomic kind of thing. It gorgeous. Like, I want to go visit. It's gorgeous from everything that I've seen. So welcome. In San Francisco for 4 days. Wow, world traveler. I haven't been to San Francisco yet. I am playing Horizon Forbidden West, and my character just got to the ruins of San Francisco, so we've got that going for us. You guys had gyros and ice cream. That's delicious. Beth and I had Caesar salad. We had a store-bought Caesar salad with some, I frizzled up some fajita chicken bits and put them on top. Trying to do better about eating, because I eat like garbage a lot of the time. I'm gonna go see a soccer game this week, soccer game this weekend. So I already know I'm gonna eat poorly and drink. So, so you just traveling, Black Hole. You just traveling to travel, just going on vacation, doing some stuff. That's fun. Beth and I are still trying to save and plan for our UK trip. Not this fall, but next fall. So wish us luck. We can't seem to, like... I think our dog may need another procedure, so I'm hoping she doesn't, but she's got another one of those lumps on the other side of her again, so I'm hoping it's nothing. So San Francisco, now Yellowstone. What are you doing after Yellowstone and Yosemite? Are you driving? Are you flying? Seems like a lot. Gotta go eat. Well, thanks for coming by. I'll be on for another hour and a half. If you feel like popping back in, I will be here. Take care. So right now, this is going to be the base of what looks like... I don't even think this is the crawler yet. This is just the base. I don't think... Does this have a crawler? No, it's just a base. So this is going to become... I think there's... If I was watching... I remember watching some of Vab's. There's some internal things around here. But a lot of this is going to be for structural... Holding up the gantry. I guess in reality, a lot of this is also where the thrust goes into the water below it, right? For sound deadening. And then out. Does it still go out on either side? Or have they changed how that works? That's the last I knew about rocket launches. My height of knowledge about rocketry was the shuttles. I still try to follow along, but you know, only when like YouTube pops up and goes. Although Launchpad YouTube channel has been fairly regular with the updates, even if it's nothing. Like it's just a conference, a press conference about what they're doing with the ISS, or here's 6 hours of the shots of people sitting around communicating with something, you know. So it's not all flashy, but it is there. Times 3. So yeah, what else is coming out? The McLaren came out. The Lamborghini came out. There's another set that is Lego does these weird things every once in a while. It's a set that's like an airport with a plane above it, or like not an airport, but like a map kind of thing. And then it's got these things on it that you can, looks like you can put pictures of your family trip. And I'm kind of like, I was telling Johnny this. I'm glad that they do things like that every once in a while, so I can take a break from spending. Because between this was a birthday present, but I added a little bit so Beth could get it. Was that a Lego Masters winning build? I've never watched the show, so I don't know. One of these days I probably need to break down and watch some of those. I don't like reality shows though, so I don't know. But I'll watch like Taskmaster. That's kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Where was I going with that? It uses the trench at 31B. Map with the airplane. Cool. What is 31B? Is that a step or a page? Or is that a site? 31B is a site. Is that a launch site? Forgive my lack of knowledge. Some quick knolling here so I can get to some of the bigger parts out of the way. I do like kind of the, if this becomes repetitive, I'm okay with repetitive. It goes quick. I generally don't get too frustrated with repetitiveness, but 31B is a launch site. Okay. Do other launch sites have different methods for launching where it'll be different dampening systems or different ways to kind of funnel the thrust? Or I guess so it's a sound thing, but it's also a safety thing, right? You want to be able to maximize what the thrust can do. You can't just have it shoot against the ground. It has to be able to just, you're basically, it's, the thrust isn't pushing up. You're basically throwing mass down, and it just needs to be able to get out of the way. So are there other systems that other sites or rockets will use to account for that? We're going to get really grainy with our rocket knowledge here. And of all the people to be on the stream today, I'm super glad it's Bab. Because I believe it's partially sound, it's partially help with the thrust, it's partially environmental, it's partially physics. Do smaller rockets do that, or they just go from like there's nothing underneath it and they just go? Because I feel like the bigger the rocket, the bigger the thrust, the more room they might need to kind of get all that material out of the way that it's just chucking down into the ground or into the trench. Because this technically is rocket science. Literally rocket science. I can't see enough of this. Try to get some of this out of the way so I can kind of see what we're doing here. Let's see, the finale of The Boys was on recently. The finale of The Acolyte was on this week. One of those was better than the other one. And as a Star Wars fan, I'm going to say it was not the Star Wars show. Man, it's... I watch... What's up, Bubba Bricks? How's it going? Thanks for being on here. Were you just on Cajun Yeti's stream? Or Hoosier's stream? Are they still going? I hope everything's going well. You guys, if you know Clickin' Cliff, he's occasionally pops in here. Make sure to go to his channel and wish him well. He's got some medical stuff going on. I gotta catch up on both. ×2. He missed out on some of the his own streams, but he missed out on some of the 72-hour stuff because he had to go to the hospital. But I think I don't want to share what it was because I don't want to violate HIPAA. I don't want to disseminate PHI. But I think he's looking forward to being better. So I think the procedure is not one that is life-threatening, but it's painful and uncomfortable. So next time you see him, wish him well. Oh, cool. Well, tell him I said hi. Tell him I'm sorry I'm streaming at the same time. I've only been doing it for 4 years. I should switch, I know. Let's see, what else? There's some land stuff that's going on, but it's not huge important. There's gonna be some news coming up about pab wall stuff. If you guys are in lands, you know that occasionally we'll get updates about the online brick availability through Pick-a-Brick Online. I can't say anything about what parts are coming out, but I think Monday I can tell my lug, and your ambassadors will probably be able to tell you. So remodeling your store. Do you have a Lego store? I don't know much about you, Bubba. I'm sorry. Are you a certified Lego retailer? So anyway, that's really all that's going on there. Nothing really with the lug. It's going pretty fast so far. We do have some events coming up that I'm hoping I can get squirreled away and get some people involved in. I hope one of them, somebody else can kind of take over, because I can't be in two places at once. I need to finish, or I need to change up the submarine sandwich and get that sent back to the people. There's some post Brick Rodeo stuff happening. So far, I think everybody's been very positive on Brick Rodeo. Asset protect. You're remodeling a Walmart? Wow, for asset protection. You must be putting in locked cases for stuff. Are you remodeling aisles to put in locked cases? Thomas, Dusty Bricks. Dusty Bricks. Australia Dusty Bricks? Dusty Bricks as in the crew that hangs out with Ruth and whoever else? If so, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Okay, this goes like that. This looks like the parts I use. Yeah, these are pretty basic parts so far. There's been no, like these little 1x4 tiles right here are pretty much... Well, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while, Dusty. Thanks for joining the stream. Goodness, it's got to be like 2 in the morning there. 3 in the morning there. No. It's got to be later than that. I'm very bad with time zones. But thank you for joining whatever time it is there. It's a total store upgrade. Gross. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I've had to rebuild in my life. I was a child, but I've had to rebuild a Target. I was a night crew that rebuilt the inside of a Target. And I was a young person, probably not much older or younger than that. And we built, and by we, I mean the construction team built, and I helped slightly, a Toys R Us. We came in after the building was constructed, but then we had to put up all the shelves and we had to put up some of the fixtures and all that kind of stuff. Midday, there you go. Midday Friday. The 2 Walmarts near my house have been totally redone in the last few years. I haven't been in a Walmart in so long. I have no idea. And, well, I won't say so long. It's maybe been a couple months. There's 2 on either side of me in where I live, the city I'm in. One of which is in the city I live. One is just outside. And I only pop in when I hear somebody in our lug say, you should go over here and check out. They have Lego on clearance. And I go in and they don't. Like it's gone by the time I get there. So it's kind of depressing. All right. That goes together like that. This is going to be massive. So yeah, a lot of internal structures here. I think this is going to be one of these where you kind of build it along, and this is supposed to be kind of like what the inside of the building looks like in a rough sense, but it also gives it the structure it needs to, you know, whatever. Bag 3. We're just powering through this. I've been good, Thomas. Can't complain. I'm obviously doing well enough that I can build Lego on a live stream. Beth and I are doing pretty good. I mean, she's not feeling well right now. And, you know, typical stuff, like, on the whole, good. Maybe, like, currently today, 70%, right? One of those kind of things. Yeah, I never see it. Like, I used BrickSeek to try to hit the Targets and the Walmarts. And by the time I get there, they're gone. Our group is always posting about the availability that they find. We've got a couple people in our lug that just snipe that stuff out of everybody's hands. I'm not mad at them or anything either. It's like that's what they do. They're really good at it. So, but yeah, it's just nothing I've ever really settled into. How are you, Thomas? How are things down there? Over there? Up there? What are you working on right now? You got any, you going to any cons anytime soon? What part of Australia are you in? And if you are near places that have conventions, are you going? I don't know what the convention circuit's like in Australia. I barely know what it's like here. We seem to be kind of in the middle of it all. I know Nashville just had a show last weekend. Brick Slopes is coming up. That I think a lot of people are going to. Bricks Fair Virginia is coming up. That I think a lot of people are going to. So it's popping off lately with the conventions. I'm kind of glad Brick Rodeo is kind of stuck in the middle there. But I'd really like to not do that on the 4th next year if we can, or next time if we can help it. What is everybody working on? Anybody building any mocks? Anybody got a design thing they're excited about? Doesn't have to be Lego. Are you recording songs? You doing some artwork that you're pretty proud of lately? You just make a really nice meal recently that was really awesome? Let me know. And I'll just keep talking. Austin FC, y'all. Wow. So they played, I'm wearing the jersey because, you know, you got to support the team. But I think I'm only supporting it really because I like having a MLS team here. And it's great because we had an MLS team when I was growing up in Colorado. It's been there for a while, but I was never really able to go. They didn't televise them. There was no internet when I was there. So it was very hard to watch these, right? By the time I moved and they put the team in, it was like, whatever. Welcome back, Black Hole. We were talking about soccer. Are you a fan of soccer? I was really glad. I know they've it's kind of crappily driven out some businesses, and I'm not really cool about that. And the rent's gone up, and it's kind of hard to park now and everything. But I kind of like being able to go to games and hanging out. I met a lot of great people in the supporter group. Wonderful, kind, supportive people, and they all got their own things that they're working on, and they're all very artistic and sweet, and it's just great. Anyway, the team is terrible right now, and it's really hard to, I feel like a Cleveland Browns fan where I'm just like, got a couple of people who aren't from the States in the chat. This is a very crappy football team, American football team as well. So they played this. It's not even a derby. It's 3 teams in Texas, Dallas, Houston, and Austin, and they all have MLS teams. And over the course of the year, whoever wins the most amongst the 3 of them gets what's called the Copa Tejas, the Texas Cup. And for the last 3 years, Austin's had it. And they basically lost it last night. And it was just an atrocious, bad game. We got a red card. Dude got kicked out for fighting. We had a penalty kick that was called back to redo because the goalie stepped off the line. It was just madness. It was so hard to... I stopped watching it halfway through the second half to go play Horizon Zero Dawn again, so... I'm in the southeast corner. Wait a minute, southeast corner. That's like Florida, but our culture is more like Seattle and way are like Chicago. Southeast corner, that's not quite... I'm trying to do my... so if I'm looking at a map, Sydney, Canberra, and Perth are the big cities, and they're all kind of Perth is on the west side, Canberra is on the kind of the middle southern coast, and then Sydney and what else is over on the east side, southeast side. So are you around kind of the... It's not an archipelago. I don't even know what shirt it is. That southeast corner there. My burger had a patty and cheese, and that was it. And they gave me fruits instead of palms. Fruits instead of fries. That's a weird thing, isn't it? When they're like, do you want fruits? Do you want a cup of fruit instead of French fries? And you're like, no. But sometimes I do that with sandwiches, deli sandwiches. Yeah, if I'm guessing that if you got a smash burger, you probably got shoestring French fries to go with it. That sounds like a place would do. You're not going to get big fat steak fries. You're going to get little shoestring fries. Like P. Terry's will do that, and I like their fries, but you got to get like 8 of them, and drag them through some ketchup. Yeah, so Austin's not been doing great, and they've got a game coming up this weekend, and it's more about going and hanging out with the people we like, and just kind of going and experiencing it as a supporter. You stand in the supporter section, and 90 minutes you're jumping up and down and singing and throwing water on each other, and you're exhausted by the end of it. And oh, okay, yeah, Brisbane. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't really pride myself on world geography. I try. Every couple of years, I'll go through a stint where I'll try to do the quizzes online where they're like, identify these companies or these countries just by their outlines. I try. I don't always succeed. Or get a map and just point, like we'll say, here's your country, point to where it is, you know. I dated a girl who like knew all the knew all the capitals of the world, all the countries, all the capitals, 190 plus countries, knew all the capitals. I'm like, I think we're on a different level, you and I. Oh, good to know. Do not pick this up. Keep it flat. It seems like it wants to come apart if you pick it up in the middle. They didn't even ask if you wanted fries. Rude. How rude. We use Uber Eats a lot more than we should. And man, they constantly are screwing us over on our orders. Forgetting drinks, screwing up side orders. And you always have to say, hey man, you guys didn't bring this. And they're like, yeah, we'll give you credit. It's like, I'd rather have the thing. Like I ordered it because I didn't want to go out. If I wanted to go out and get it again, I would have gone out. Took a music box to the restaurant as a power bank. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm trying. As like a phone charger? A music box. I think of a music box, I think of those little things that you wind up and it's got a ballerina on it and it plays Furelise or something. And got mad side eyes. Yeah, that's a thing. As a power bank? You took a wind-up music box as a power bank. I'm trying to rectify this in my head. I would give mad side eyes to anybody who showed up with their phone, just listening to music real loud. I'd be like, I did not sign up for this Spotify service. Thank you very much. Oh, like a Bluetooth box. Got it. And you were listening to music while you were charging? I will wag my finger at you, sir. I have this rigmarole that I go through with because I have Bluetooth headphones, and then I connect to my my laptop and my phone and my car, all Bluetooth, right? So I get out, I use my Bluetooth headphones while I'm at work, listen on my laptop. This is while I'm in the office. When I'm here, I just play it. There's nobody here. Then I leave, and then I'll hit the grocery store, and I want to listen to my phone with my headphones. So I have to if I turn the headphones on, my phone is listening to the car's Bluetooth. Then I turn my headphones on and it's still listening to my laptop Bluetooth. So I gotta open my laptop, disconnect Bluetooth, disconnect from the car, the headphones. I'm like, I should just walk around the grocery store singing out loud. That would be great. I'm sure nobody would mind that. Sing along to all those Gen X tunes they're playing on the Muzak system in the store. I'm sure that won't be a problem. We're like, this is the song of my people. I'm just jamming along. What's wrong with y'all? Keep feeling fascination. I told Beth she needs to learn some Human League songs so we can duet at karaoke. Let's see. So, I don't think I got a Lego answer from you, Thomas, or anybody. If you're doing any Lego things lately, any sets that you're building you like, any new themes that you like, any new sets coming out that you like, coming up. I'm not really sure what's coming out August. We could take a break and look if y'all want, unless you're all aware of what's coming up in August. The only one I know of is the buggy. I think there's a couple. Oh, you know what else is coming out? I think is all that weird Star Wars stuff. All the Dark Falcon, and there was another one that was going to come out that made me want to flip the table. Can't remember what it is now. Black hole. That sounds like a fun trip. Are you guys flying? You driving? I'm assuming you're flying everywhere, right? It reminds me of a trip that my dad and my brother and I took to. It was a road trip. We went down through Albuquerque, stayed with grandparents there a couple days, or a day, like overnight. And then we drove to the Grand Canyon. Actually, we went through, we did White Sands, the atomic area out in New Mexico first. Then we went back through to Grand Canyon. This was a heck of a trip. Went through the Grand Canyon, then went to Vegas. And we were teenagers. I was 15 and my brother was 12, so we couldn't go to like casinos. But we went to a place out there called Circus, which was a family-friendly place. It had some like slots and places to gamble and stuff, but it also had lots of video games and places you could leave your kids. Had some shows, pool, buffet, all that kind of stuff. Not building anything now. I don't think there's any new sets I'm interested in. Fair enough. Are you like recovering from Brick Radio, just kind of taking stuff apart? And that's something I need to do, is just go through and disassemble. Like some of the sets that I just got, I don't need forever either. I really need to take them apart. And then, so we stayed in Vegas for a couple days or a day or two. I don't remember if we saw any shows. We weren't there that long. Oh, we also stopped at Hoover Dam on the way in. So that was cool. Then we left Vegas and we drove through Utah and drove through Canyon Country. Stayed at a little town called Panguitch in Utah, which is just a nothing. It's a truck stop of a town. And apparently in recent years has become, the Chamber of Commerce has determined that it is I forget what they're called, kind of like an ambassadorial city or something, as like a culture center, which we found hilarious because it was a dry county. You had to go, or it was a moist county, which means you couldn't order liquor at the restaurant. You had to go to a liquor store and buy it and bring it, and then they could serve it to you. Like you couldn't just, it was just crazy. My dad's like, I just want a beer with my steak, you know? I've got an extra one of these. That can't be right. Let's go back through this real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Because this is too big of a piece to be extra. I'm just looking at all these little side windows here just to make sure. Rodeo Recovery, going to figure out making my Eagle Mosaic easier to transport. That's a grand idea. That thing's pretty big. Making things easier to transport is always good. That Mosaic, I feel like if you had it in 32 by 32 chunks, there's boxes that Lego comes in that those just slot into, right? And if you're not doing anything thicker than like 4 plates, like I don't know how big your eagle is. I feel like it's 4 or 5 plates, right? Just you could put like 6 of those in these boxes. They're perfect. And then you got stacks of boxes. Yeah, or that. Yeah. You should message the guy who did the I forgot about this one over here. That's where it was. That did the Seurat painting. He had a whole backing to his thing that looked pretty much like the Lego backing. It's just lattice of certain size of plates and then the big Technic bricks all the way around. So I don't even want to try to grab it. It's very out of the way. So yeah, Canyon Country coming back, and then my dad let me drive through an area of, I think, Zion Canyon or Bryce Canyon, one of the two. And I almost killed us because I was going too fast around a corner. And he said, all right, let's go ahead and pull over. There's a rest stop coming up, or there's a shoulder thing you can pull off for a scenic view. Let's pull over here. And I was trying to take the corner, and I was going 35. And I was 15. I really didn't know how to drive all that well. While my dad was trying to teach me in a frickin' canyon, which I think was hilarious. This is all the pieces in this bag. That's hilarious. There's like 10 plates in here. And not much more in here. How weird. That was one of the, I don't want to say crowning achievements, but something I was really happy about with the Horizon display this year was that I was specifically building it knowing that it had to be transported. So I didn't build anything that was bigger than a 32 by 32 plate. I tried not making anything higher than, I think it was 8 bricks. And then anything else that needed to be transported, I took off and put it in its own little bag. All the machines got their own little thing. All the trees got taken off. So it just slotted all together when I got there. So it's really easy. It wasn't super easy to put together, but it was very easy to take apart. And it all transported well. Like, it all got there. Nothing fell apart. I had to redo a couple machines, but they're finicky, so that I didn't, and it lived throughout the event. So always build with, that needs to be a thing. So if you're on Instagram, I would go look up Justin Brady Joyner or Brady Joyner Bricks. If I remember, I'll get a link and I'll put it in chat. Brady Joyner Bricks. He's a fan media ambassador, so he's with the LAN as well. That's the thing I want to talk about. We'll talk about this in a second. He has started doing YouTube videos as well, and he's really leaning into the education tutorial type thing when it comes to like what to build and how to build certain things and how to store certain things and how to organize. And he has a background not in like K through college education, but like workplace education and training and some DI kind of stuff. So he's really trying to work on that with his channels, with his socials, in that he's using them to try to, this is a thing I learned, let me teach you how to do it in case you need to know how to do it. So it's very cool. It's not like this where I'm just building or whatever. But I think having a build to move, build to display series might be something he'd be interested in. I should let him know. Anyway, follow along on his channel. Brady Joyner Bricks. He's a very nice person. Rebuilding it in studio, about 1/3 rebuilt, finished when I get back home. Cool. Oh yeah, studio is addictive, man. So there, I don't know if you were following along in our Lugs Discord channel. There's a guy on there, and he's one of these guys that's been in our lug forever, but he's been kind of MIA for the past couple years, and then recently he's kind of joined back up, and he's trying to get back into things, and he's doing a lot of studio work. So he's like, does studio let you run more than one instance of studio at a time? And I was like, I think everyone was kind of like, why would you do that? There's tabs, you can have 2 different models open. He's like, yeah, but I want to have one screen. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll go get it for you. Let's look it up right now. I think he'll probably just come up on my stories, so it'll be easier to get. Brick build, Brady Joiner bricks. See if he's got a story up here. This is his husband. I'm going to see followed by following. There. Trying to do this without a keyboard. There you go. Justin also has an ideas thing out now. If you want to go vote for it, he's got. I should have. Let me put this back in here and click on this. Hopefully, it'll open it up. Leave YouTube. I didn't realize I was leaving YouTube. I have 2 kids homesick from school, so I can't hear 50. That's fine. I hope I didn't lose my chat. No, I didn't lose my chat. All right. So he's got these holiday buddies that he's designed, that he's put up on Lego Ideas, and I'm sure there's a link for it somewhere in his site, but he's trying to get these approved by Lego, and they're like monthly builds for each month, right? And they're very cool. So if you see that, make sure to throw him an Ideas like, or an Ideas support, so he can get his 500, his insurmountable need of 10,000. Ridiculous. Yeah, for sure, man. Justin's a good guy. Okay, well, that bag took like 5 minutes. Right, 9 o'clock, and we're on bag 5. So we're doing pretty good. 4 bags per half hour, kind of, or 4 bags per hour. It's usually 2 bags per hour, but 4 bags per hour was, yeah, it's usually 2 bags per hour. It's 4 bags per stream. Some of these bags have almost no pieces in them, so. And I must remember that these are not recyclable in Austin. They say they are, but it's a specific recycle number. It's that 05 or whatever. So I need to start keeping a box of just these plastic bags and start recycling them separately. Some of the larger bricks out of the way. Oh, so what I was going to talk about, if you guys follow Ficken Bricks on Instagram, I want to say this, I'm not going to do this to disparage anybody. I just want to offer some clarification on the matter. Ficken Bricks, and this is all done mostly in jest. Mostly from a place of like ribbing somebody, but I wanted to make sure that everybody kind of had the right information about it. A lot of people are down on what's called the LAN, and I'm going to do this in quotes. Yeah, we have single stream here, and I've heard that they won't. Like, if they get these in single stream recycling, they just throw them away. And I'm like, man, I'm trying so hard to be a good person here, and you're just throwing stuff away. We have, you can't put single-use plastic bags like you get from the grocery store, they won't recycle those. So this falls into that same thing. If they find these, they just throw them away. And I'm like, ugh. That's helpful, thanks. So for the past like 5, 6, 10, whatever years, I just put the plastic bags in the box. The whole thing goes in the recycling. But we do have a couple places around Austin that we can take these, so I'll just start doing that. Here's the repetitive part coming up, Vab. It's this wall here. This is going to get real tedious and tiresome. I can already tell. This is super good TV right here. You can tell there's like 100 pieces in here and they're all the same. So this is going to be boring. But it allows me to kind of talk while I'm doing it. So Fick and Bricks, as well as others, Fick and Bricks is just the one that comes to mind. Funny dude, always has a good stream, high energy, does a lot of giveaways, really likes the Lego, good person. Makes fun of people in the LAN, right? And I want to emphasize something, that people in the LAN that I think he's referring to are what are called RFLMs. RLFMs. Recognized Lego Fan Media. So those are the YouTube channels and TikTok channels and Instagram pages that are thousands of, if not millions of subscribers. And they get hundreds to thousands of views per video that they put out. And their videos are basically reviews of sets. Sometimes they will put the set together. They will have streams where they put sets together. For the most part, this is a review of a set. They do this because that's what they've signed up for. Oh yeah, so pause. When we get the shopping bags, there's a collection thing at HEB, this store we have here, which is the same thing. We can't throw them away and they won't recycle them, but they have a recycling place back at the store. Bring your bag. And I have a sticky note on my door that says bring grocery bags back. Because otherwise I use them to pick up poop from, dogs and cats. If I haven't attended to the litter box in a while and I have to go through the litter box and it's too much for the litter genie, I will get those plastic bags. But otherwise, yeah, take them back to the store. All right, so trying to pick up right where I was at with this. So their whole job, and I call it a job in the loosest of terms, as an ambassador, is to promote the sets that Lego sends them. That's their whole gig, right? They have a certain number of customers that they can, or a certain number of eyeballs that they can reach. And so Lego will send them sets and they have to get through reviews on as many as they can. And I don't know the specifics other than some of this, but they are asked at the beginning of each period that they do this, what they want, how much they want, knowing that they have to put it, like if they request a certain amount, they have to produce content for that amount. So if you don't think you're going to do a set a day, or if you don't think you're going to do a video every day, don't ask for 30 sets, right? Kind of thing. They have embargoes that they have to wait. They can't do it on certain days, which is why you see a lot of YouTube channels doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. Like you'll get a day where all the YouTube channels are like, look at this Lamborghini, blah, blah, blah. Here's the things I like about it. And they make a video about not how it was built, or not them building it, but things about it that they like, right? They'll do a review on the set. It's a Lego marketing, right? So Those are technically called Lego ambassadors, right? Generally, and I'm making a generalization here, they just don't have time to do mock building. They don't have time to do much of anything else other than reviews for the Lego sets they get. They will buy stuff on their own. They'll go to the Lego stores. They'll go to conventions. But it's usually to make content so they can get more people to watch their videos, so they can get more views for Lego. This is why they apply to the Lego Ambassador Network, is to be able to do this. They know full well what they're doing. This is exactly what they want to do. I won't say they burn out really quick, but they don't last really long because it's a lot of work. You have to, you get a set, you build a set. Let's say it's a big set like this. This will take you 8 hours to build. And then you have to make content about it. That's a full day. And if you get, let's say 20 sets, you've got to do that. That's your month, right? So they do a lot of work for the thing that they signed up to do, right? Lego doesn't approach people and go, you would be a good ambassador. They sign up to do this, right? But after a while, you run out of time, you run out of space, you're burned out, you just don't want to do it anymore, right? Some people will leave that portion of it, but carry their fans with them and be like, all right, I'm transitioning to mock building, or now I'm just going to do conventions, or now I'm just going to do X, right? So it's not something they do all the time, but this is what they do. It is different from ambassadors who are in two other types of communities. The other two types of communities that Lego recognizes are lugs, and I'm sure you've heard all that before. A lug is a Lego user group. So like our Austin group is TexLug Austin, and I'm the ambassador for that lug, right? So lugs have ambassadors too. There's another type of community called a LOC, a Lego online community. So Eurobricks, Brothers Brick, forums like that. I think technically for a while Tricky Bricks was, because it was mostly a forum that they were dealing with, and the YouTube channel was just kind of a front end for that online community. They weren't even weren't even a fan media until maybe just a couple of years ago, and they've been around forever. That's Richard and Flynn from Lego Masters, or Tricky Bricks. So there are those two ambassadors too, right? They also get Lego in the form of what we call support. So Lego will send twice a year a shipment of Lego sets. It used to be they would send a shipment of mix Lego sets, some random parts, some non-Lego or some non-brick and system, whatever, merchandise, right? Occasionally we'd get stickers or coloring books or posters, things like that, or bags. Like they would just send bags of parts. So like one of the things you get is like one box would be like a bunch of random bags of parts, right? So this is while one of the guys that I know, Kevin Hinkle, was working there as a community ambassador or community engagement guy, and he was always trying to get more parts to people, fewer sets. Sets are good, but in a group that's constantly trying to build their own things and bigger things, random parts are better. Smaller sets are better. Bigger sets are not, right? People in lugs also really, they want the new thing, but they also would rather have the parts because they're building their own thing. Lugs are built a lot of the times on people wanting to build large community mocks, displays, things like that. So it's just a different animal. The problem with lugs is that, for example, Brick Rodeo, almost the entirety of two different lugs got together to put on a convention. and we had 4,000 people go through, which sounds like a lot, but those 4,000 people then didn't turn around and go to the Lego store and buy a bunch of Lego. However, one video that Emmasaurus does, or Gene's version does, gets 15,000 views, right? Along with referral links and what are they called? Not associate, but whatever it is where you get a link and you get kickback for it. So from Lego's point of view, what's a better investment? Twice a year, send 50 sets to every lug on the planet, or 4 or 5 times a year, send 20 sets to maybe 100 fan media things that are basically going to get you ad revenue, right? Meanwhile, the online communities are like, but we've got dozens of people constantly talking about. So it's a whole thing. It's retail, it's fan media, the other thing is the conventions themselves are their own. I've totally lost everybody in the chat. I apologize. This is really engaging, but I wanted to get some of this information out. The conventions themselves are their own animal too. They're called AFOL networking events. They're not called conventions. If they're supported and recognized by Lego, they are called AFOL networking events, or ANEs, which I think is funny. It's like a nested acronym. AFOL networking event, Adult Fan of Lego networking event. So I'm gonna have extra tiles here. This feels wrong. So this is what we built. This is gonna be the side of one of these things. This corrugated steel. Okay, so flip that over. Oh, here we go. Where was I? Networking event. So that's its own thing. So not only are they supporting a lug by just, here's some support, but they're also supporting networking events by also sending them support. They will send stuff to an A&E, and an A&E can actually order things. This is what we need for our event. We want to make a con mock, or we want to put figures in bags for swag bags for people. This is why, and they're able to order. It's out of their budget, whatever, but that's something they do. So from Lego's perspective, yeah, it doesn't make much sense that you want to send a bunch of stuff to people who aren't going to generate any income. It's just a show versus basically free advertising, right? Got an extra piece. And this is just going to go right here. What? Does it go slightly up? It's hard to tell. It doesn't go down. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I think it should fit flush. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so that's a good fit right there. Nice side of a building there for you. So, the thing is, some mock builders, some people in lugs, some people who spend a lot of time gathering parts so they can build their own thing, kind of sometimes look down a little bit on fan media. I'm just going to say it. Justin's one of my best friends. He's a very nice person. He's very sweet. But I know that there is a stigma for the fan media people that is when they start out, at least, it's all about, look what Lego sent me. Very much. And it may seem like I'm being callous about it, but if you go back to some of the earlier videos on some of these big Lego channels, it is very much, look what Lego sent me. Like they won a prize. And then from then on, it's a little bit of it's a little jealousy. It's a little bit of, right, but what did you got all this you got all this Lego and all you did was build the set, right? Which is great. Did you take it apart and build something else with it? What did you do when you were done with it? Does it just sit up on a shelf? So there's all this kind of like, I don't want to say gatekeeping, but it feels a little gatekeepy, right? So there's some animosity for that because your YouTube channel suddenly gets flooded with your YouTube channel. Your playlist, your subscription list gets flooded with a bunch of people going, look what Lego sent me. Here's my take on blah, blah, blah. And you're like, don't care. So half the time I don't even watch them. But if they do a con thing where they go and look at, everybody goes to Brick Slopes and they have a video about that, I'll watch that. So when Fick and Brick says, and he makes all his memes about the LAN, I think he's mostly talking about him and other people. I think he's mostly talking about fan media. I don't think he honestly really is getting on lug ambassadors or lock ambassadors or A&E ambassadors about that kind of stuff, because that's not really something that we go on social media to really, that's not our shtick, right? Our shtick is to get more people to join the lug. And we are honestly kind of forbidden from telling people as a recruitment tool the benefits of joining a lug from a Lego standpoint. Like I can't talk about certain things that we have to apply for and that we get as a benefit of being a lug. And some of those things are going away. So it's it can be a little frustrating. It feels like Lego's kind of playing all these entities against each other. We had a guy come out to our to Brick Rodeo, and he's a new-ish, I don't even remember, community brand ambassador or community brand something. He's basically a guy who is trying to get all three of these groups to kind of work together. So instead of just the lugs trying to get more people to join and the A&Es trying to just run an event, and the RFLMs just like posting about what Lego sent them recently, trying to get them more to work together and use their tools and talents and strengths to help each other and to help Lego, right? So there's all kinds of like, use the RFLMs to advertise all the cons that are out instead of like showing up to a con and then posting a video about it a week later. Look what I did at Bricks by the Bay. Look what I did at Chicago Brick World. Well, that's great, but all you're doing is showing us other people's builds. What if I wanted to be there? How about join me at this event? Do videos about some of the creators that might be there, right? And yes, that's partially the social media group's job who belong to those conventions, but not everybody has a social media person at a convention. There's a lot of moving parts, and half the time I think we'd be lucky to get, a web page that's decent or a con mock that's pretty good. Chicago, the Chicago Brick Fest, Chicago Brick World Chicago, couldn't find that for the life of me. Had kind of garbage swag this year, and they're the biggest convention. And why are they the biggest convention? Because all the RFLMs go and have parties there and like hang out with each other and talk to each other and talk about it on YouTube, and that makes everybody else want to go. That's why. Meanwhile, I feel we had the best swag of the year this year. I just think it was the best we've done. It was awesome. It was a quality bag, lots of extras, pens and stickers and things. We had a really good con mock. We had a very good con mock. T-shirts, cool parts, just stuff the bag with parts, right? So many parts that go to your foliage workshop, your lighting workshop, your movement workshop, and then like 8 bags of just parts, right? So I don't know. That was a tangent, but anyway. Have not been in a lug. I've attended. Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's really hard when, we've got 5 lugs in Texas, And sometimes it's too far away for people. There's people in Wichita Falls. It's 2 hours away from Dallas. We got people in Waco. They're an hour and a half between Austin and Dallas. What do they do? We got people in Bryan College Station. They're 2 hours away from Austin, 2 hours away from Houston. We've got a ton of people in El Paso. They're 7 hours away from us. There's no lug out there. There was a guy actually at our lug talk at Brick Rodeo, and he's like, how do we become a recognized group? It's like, you don't need to be a recognized group. Just be a group. Apply for recognition. Apply for lug status or recognized status. What the heck? That was odd. But in the end, all a lug is just a group of people. Whether they get stuff from Lego or not is not important. Sure, it helps to recognize that when you do events and appear at libraries and schools and things like that, you can kind of reward the people who were there. But the whole point of a lug is like, hey, I like Lego. Do you like Lego? Yeah, show me what you built. Hey, show me what you built. Hey, this comic book store wants to see what we built. Hey, this library wants to see what we built. They want to show some kids why we build like this. There's software we use to make stuff. Let's show some people how we use this, you know. You don't have to be recognized to be a lug. In fact, if our lug got delisted, I think we'd be fine. We still have such a good group of people. It would impact how we do certain things, but I don't think the lug would go away. So when I see things online disparaging the LAN, I feel like it's kind of a dig at people. I feel like it's saying it's just way too big of a generalization when it's actually meant to target a certain group of people and even a smaller group of people within that group of people. So next time you see something like that online, you I mean, it's not for me to like make a call to action or anything. Just realize that's what's being said. And on that note, I will be quiet about the whole thing. You can't talk about paying pennies for parts. You'd think that'd be a good thing, but no, because they don't want people. They don't want people to join lugs just for those types of benefits. But each lug, and the lugs don't want that either, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work putting together the order for that. It's a lot of work organizing the sorting for that. It's a lot of work keeping track of the people who should be involved in that. So when that time comes, we don't want fly-by-night lug members to show up and say, where's my giant bag of parts? We want them to be involved, right? We want them to take those parts, make cool things, bring them to events, bring them to meetings, show us what they've been building, engage with people. That's what we want. But Lego doesn't, it feels like Lego doesn't trust us with that. And that's fine. It's their call to make, but no, I can't say anything about that. We can't put it on our website. We can't talk about it in general. Yeah, I was approached, and again, I don't want to disparage, but this is sort of the same thing. I was approached by this group out west of us in an area called College Station. It's called Bryan College Station. It's where the University of Texas A&M is. And oh man, I missed a step somewhere along here. Yep, missed a whole thing in here, I think. There shouldn't be any gaps. So they approached me and they had what they called a museum. They're like, we have a museum. We'd love it if your capital, could we buy your capital? I think I talked about this a while back. We would love to have that in our Lego museum. And I'm like, oh, fantastic. And I looked at their Lego museum and it's like, it was literally like 10 sets. It wasn't any mocks that anybody built. It was just a bunch of architecture sets, and not even architecture sets, like the Harry Potter castle and the Harry Potter owl and like a car. And it was this weird place that was like, it was a mechanic shop, but it was also like a classic car place. So they had a lot of classic cars out front. So it was one of those where they did shows about the cars and everything. But yeah, I was like, First of all, no. But reasons for no is that it would be so hard to transport that thing. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be on site to fix it once it was transported. And I was like, I don't know, 10 grand. I'll take 10 grand for it. And you guys have to move it, basically. But yeah, some places are like, I don't know. I feel like this whole conversation has been about me bad-mouthing one party or another, and I really don't mean to be. I try to get people in our lug to participate more in local things, not just the big flashy. The big flashy event's going to happen kind of no matter what. We're going to do the big flashy thing. It's the smaller events that I want people to get involved in, because I feel like the more they get involved there, the more they become members of the group who would be core members of the group. Like, you encourage people to have, like, I have an idea for a display. I have an idea for a program. I have an idea for a weekend or an exercise or something that either the lug can get involved in or the public can be involved in, right? You want that because you want more people to join your group, so you get more people supporting you as a builder. And I feel like all the smaller things, they're harder to get people to do, but I feel like in the long run, they're more of what the lug needs to do. It's like grassroots voting. It's like voting for city councilmen and school board positions and stuff like that. It's more important than really voting for president or prime minister or whatever. It's like you got to get that ground game going, that groundswell, grassroots, whatever kind of thing. And you want to get people involved, because the earlier they get involved, they become people who will then help run things and helps support things. Okay, so I like how they've got everything dedicated on one side and one side blue and red, so you can see. I feel like the on-screen chat, because you use a darker... So let's try that a little bit. I'm going to try... Let's see. Messages, visibility. I think I tried this once and it looked really weird. I don't know if I've got the granularness to be able to... I don't know if I can do it from here or not. Because it's a custom CSS, so I have to get it from the site, the social stream that I'm getting it from. I can't really do anything about it once it's in OBS. Or maybe I can. Blending mode, no. Multiply? No, that changes the normal. Select color, clear, custom color. See what happens when I do this. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, it's really good, and I've played with it a lot. I'm just trying to see. I guess if you're watching it on a screen, it's harder to see, like a smaller screen. Messages, styling, effects. I thought it would be visibility, but show, you, delete, color, names, no. Increase message, no. Is this the one I'm overlay? Maybe I want overlay. Nope. Mechanics? No, that's like function. Start at the bottom. No. I thought it would be in that. Styling. Let's try styling. Increase. No. Message effects. Messages fade in. Alternate effects. Nope. Nope. Okay, so it's got to be under... I know it's here because I tried it once. Maybe it is an overlay. Yeah, if you find it, let me know. I'll gladly change it and see if it works. I think I have to re-add it once it's done, but that's it. That's nothing. It's just a link. Hide menu, no. Overlay, magnify, force, transparent background, no. Make entire page partially transparent, no. It's not mechanics. Of course, I'm like looking through my old man specs doing this. Twitch, avatar, timestamp, color, no. Wow. I think it's styling. No background shading for members. I want background shading. That's the thing. It says like no background shading, but I'm like, I just kind of want... Messages fade in, slide in, smoothly scroll in, animate. I don't want to export messages. Featured chat overlay, that's... Oh wait, maybe that's... Am I doing featured chat overlay? Streaming chat overlay. That's what yeah, that's what I'm working on. If you find it, let me know. I'm going to pop back here real quick. Put this on. So yeah, in case you wanted it or not, that's a little look into the life of a Lego Ambassador. And it is different per whoever is running it. It's not a monolith, and we each have our own, like, qualms about the others. And I feel like it may be a little gatekeepy, but, you know, that's kind of where we're at. Put some of these. So you can kind of tell this is like some of the stairways inside it. You're not going to really see once this is all together. But that's cool while you're building it to be like, okay, that's how they access stuff. And that makes it like a little hallway going up there. That's pretty cool. Oh, no, that's fine. I've always kind of wanted to do it a little overlay like that. But I don't think it comes in that. I think it comes from... the properties of the OBS thing, and I just can't. I think I have to put a background behind it. Oh, so you know what I could do? I could insert, this means I can't change the size of the thing, but I could do I think if I insert a source, a color source, let's just try it. Select color. It won't let me do, let's just do that. It won't let me do a transparency though in here. Alpha channel. See how far I can go down with this alpha channel. Go half. Go like 160 something. Ah, there we go. And I'll say okay. And then I'll drag this down behind that. And I'll drop it below chat. Nope. How's that? Is that a little better? That works, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out on the social thing or on the stream thing, but just throw a slightly transparent square in behind it. That should be all right. And back to it. Back to the building. Oh. Cool. Thanks for kind of prompting me to do that. I've been meaning to... I actually, like, you didn't hijack anything. I've been meaning to try that. The last time I actually tried something, I felt like it was too much. Like, it wasn't part of... Whatever Stream Ninja did was not great. So I've been meaning to play with that. At one point, I had a nice little... I had these little frames around everything, right? That looked kind of nice. But now, I think this is just a little cleaner. Doesn't really matter. I'm not playing on Twitch. So... I don't need the bells and whistles. I was talking to somebody who was like, well, I got to get ready for my Twitch stream. And I've never done it before, so I have to set up a bunch of stuff. I'm like, why don't you just stay on YouTube? That way you don't have to worry about all the bells and whistles. Like, I realize it's engagement, but I'd be so focused on making the games work on Twitch and making all the stuff and the bells and whistles work that I wouldn't be doing this, right? I wouldn't be building or designing or doing anything Lego related. All I'd be doing is worrying about what my channel looked like. And half the time, I mean, I've gone this setup for what, a year now? Something? I don't think I've changed a whole lot. The most I ever change is when I'm doing holiday builds and I put like Christmas lights and snow up. I should have a background somewhere that's like the shuttle launching or something. You're welcome, Thomas. Thank you for... Do you go by Thomas or you go by Tom? Or Tommy? Or Tomas? And I realize that me not wanting to change a whole lot is probably why I only have 800 subscribers. But you know what? If they're subscribers like y'all, that's all I need. Neat. That's neat looking. Too many bots. Man, I wish I had bots. I haven't had a bot in a while. I made a handful of people like Missy and Mayo, and I think Frankie and Johnny, Kodiak. I need to make Vab one. Vab's here all the time. Mods. Unlike the real-life Space Shuttle launch pad, the LEGO SLS platform has partially open sides showing interior details like pipes and staircases. So we're going to pick this up without ruining it. Like pipes and staircases. So apparently this isn't something that you're able to see really from the actual platform. Yeah, so I made a handful of people mods just in case, and because we were seeing people come in as bots, and they were like these weird 4 or 5 letter and number names, and they would just say like random stuff. So we'd have to, I'm like, can somebody be a mod and kick them out? Tomars. Oh, goodness. Y'all have Taskmaster in Australia, right? Do you watch that? I'm trying to... Beth has been doing nothing but watch Taskmaster lately. And I think I saw a thing where it was New Zealand or Australia. Maybe both. It's a good show. She's been watching a lot of it. Greg Davis can do no wrong. I love him so much. But he's the UK host. She's on a Welsh kick now and is watching. She goes through phases where she will really, really watch everything to do with like one person. Finds a comedian or an actor or an actress or a movie and is just goes all in on that person. And so recently it's been this Welsh comedian. Hey, Beth. Who's your Welsh comedian that you like right now? Ellis James? A guy named Ellis James who's been on a bunch of stuff. And he's got a podcast and he's been on Taskmaster and blah, blah, blah. Oh, who's the guy that was on Taskmaster? Is he also Welsh? So he's not been on Taskmaster, but he does a podcast with this British guy who has been on Taskmaster. Anyway, Beth is now using Duolingo to learn Welsh. And I'm like, of all the languages, she's like, I just think it's neat. I'm like, okay. Have fun with your 47 letter city names. You know what? If we ever go to Wales and you actually speak Welsh, I will be so impressed. I don't know what I'd do, but I would be seriously impressed. I used to impersonate the bots to see if I could get banned. There's a Futurama thing where Fry gets a Lucy Liu bot out of like a vending machine or something. I forget what it was. But it's programmed to be your girlfriend. And one of the... anytime I think about bots and things like that, the line that sticks in my head is like, oh, but I love you the most, Philip J. Fry. Cracks me up. I need to catch up on that, speaking of. That's a show I can watch now that Star Wars and The Boys is over for a while. I started watching Gen V, which is a Boys spinoff, and it's like first episode was pretty good, like right off the bat. So I'm excited. There's another show I was gonna watch now that that was over. I probably should finish Deadwood, but I got really tired of Deadwood. Like it wasn't bad, but I felt like it really wasn't going anywhere. Like I felt like everybody was just being a jerk. They each wanted their own piece of the pie. They didn't want to get in trouble with the Pinkertons, and it was just various degrees of that. They all wanted to know what that lady from New York was doing with her claim, and I'm like I feel like we lost a lot of threads about like the kid and some other things, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even care now. I know the language is wonderful. It's so well written, but I'm like, I can't. I don't know. In my friend stream, people would make a screen name close to our names and sit in this. Oh, man. Oh, that stinks. That's why we can't have nice things. I'm almost done with this bag, and I think my voice is starting to give out. Once I'm done with this, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I know we're a couple minutes early, but I think this is a good stopping point. I know Vab would have me go until 3 in the morning, but I think I'm at a good stopping point right here. So this will be an everlasting love. This will probably be what I'm working on for the next little bit. There are 27 bags. So this is going to be at least a few. Well, I mean, we got through... How many bags did we get through? We got through 7 bags. This may not be all that long. This was very small and repetitive, and like each bag had 5 pieces in it. That was like 6 years ago. But be warned, I may break a little bit to do something next week, like next Thursday, just to kind of break up the monotony, and I might build some of this not on stream. So we shall see. But if you don't like rocketry, you're or you don't like NASA, if you got something against NASA, then boy, you got something against me. No, I'm kidding. This looks very, very cool so far. It's super simple. There's nothing really to it, but I just like... It's not even greebling. It's just real world. Like, it's got stairs, man. So this is like bags 1 through 7. This is about how big the footprint's going to be. So the tower will probably be up to about here, and the rocket will be about this big going up. So, but yeah, we're not even really done with this yet. We've got a lot of work still to do on this. Probably one more bag of this. It's gonna be great. I'm so super excited. So thanks to everybody who showed up here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being on. Some people were on here who were from Switzerland, who are coming to visit this great land of ours. And I really wish you luck fleeing this great land of ours. It's been kind of rotten here lately. But please enjoy the national parks. They are beautiful. So I'll be on again Sunday, same time, same bat channel. Sunday at 10 a.m. Central. So whatever it will be Sunday, that's going to be at like 9 at night for you in the morning. Or I don't know when it's going to be for Thomas, but anyway. Missy, thank you for being here. Thomas, thank you for being here. Early on, we had a few people. Black Hole was on. Thanks. Vab was here. Greg was here for a little bit, so I'm glad he was here. Bubba Bricks, thanks for coming on for a hot second. So yeah, cheers. Take care. Do something fun this weekend, and be safe, be friendly, be nice. Build some Lego, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.